Hello, good morning, welcome to Idle World. I'm Hayley. It's great always to have your company. It's my favourite hour of the week. It is our Planet Cruise TV show. Award-winning cruise agents really that will make a bespoke holiday for you. If you look at any cruises and think, oh, wonder if I can stay on a little bit longer there before I come home, ring up and ask. They're there to make that cruise absolutely perfect. If you want to book your excursions beforehand, they will do that as well. We've got 5 amazing cruises, but we've also got a fabulous guest who we missed last week. It's just
I know, it's great to see you back. Yeah, it's great to.
Now, always good to have your company, because it's great to have you on, because you've got, I mean, you very much breathed sort of cruising for many years, didn't you?
I spent 6 years at sea, and the great thing is now is I'm reliving all those memories, and especially when you go on a cruise, it's those memories that you make on that cruise, on that holiday, the destinations, the food, the ships and the people that you meet. That's what you start to relive again.
It's something you just fall in love with. So if you've never cruised before, honestly, test it, because you fall in love with this sort of holiday, and you do meet lots of friends, and like you say, just have so many amazing memories. So you've got a great background, but you join us with Planet Cruise, and who are Planet Cruise? Why book with Planet Cruise?
They're one of the best, if not the best, in the market. I mean, today we've got Celebrity and Princess, both top agents for those cruise lines, and anybody that's cruised, you know, these cruise lines are global giants. They're massive, and the fact that you've got the top agent that you're booking with, and the great thing is they're flexible, they're bespoke for you. And all the people that you speak to, when you pick up the phone and you speak to one of the cruise experts, they really are cruise experts, because they've either worked in the industry, like myself, like Glenn. If you've seen Glenn, he was one of the tours managers. Keith was a cruise director. I spent 6 years at sea. We've actually lived and breathed it, so we know what we're talking about.
And that is the absolute truth. I booked my cruise only about a month ago now. We're going away in August, can't wait. But jumped onto the phone, and they were so helpful, knew exactly where we were going. They've been there, they've seen it, they can advise you. So if there's anything you're unsure of, please just jump onto the phones and ask, because they are there to help you. Lots of reasons why to book with Planet Cruise. You can see them all here. They have got that expert knowledge. I mean, they are outstanding, and they have got an amazing sort of track record. People come back to you time and time again, don't you?
Yeah, 96% customer satisfaction.
Amazing.
And in these days of the internet, 96% satisfaction. Just go online, speak to these guys on the phones, and you'll find out why.
And you can see there, the phone lines are normally different to our regular phone lines, so I'll get you to jot the number down. They are open 7 days a week. Free phone number as well. It's 0800 781 5458. Jot that down, or jump on to the website as well, all the w's.planetcruise.co.uk. Jot those down, and throughout the actual hour, we'll give you sort of an ID number for each cruise that we talk about. But if that doesn't happen to be the right cruise for you, or something's not quite right, just jump on the phones, and honestly, they will find that cruise for you. So let's start at the very beginning. We're starting off first of all with P&O. Now, we're on board the Oriana. It's an adult only, and this is going to be the most incredible time that you're going to have. I think we're going to have a little look on board, and I do believe that Keith is on board, so we'll have a little look around, and then we'll tell you where we're going.
Launched by Her Majesty the Queen, P&O Cruises Oriana is a much-loved household name. This beautiful classic ship has been exclusive to adults since its multi-million-pound refit in 2011. And at just 69,000 tonnes, she has a warm intimacy that will sweep you off your feet in moments. Coffee lovers can indulge in Oriana's very own Costa coffee outlet, while those who like to drink with a view will adore the aptly named Crow's Nest. The iconic Anderson's Bar is where P&O's impeccable service is summed up in a warm and welcoming smile. But for me, it's all about this place, the Lord Tavern's Bar. Trust me, if you're a sports fan, you'll be bowled over. With numerous dining options, including Marmite for breakfast or bread and butter pudding for dessert, I'm already sold. It's high-quality, classic British cuisine, although at the Alfresco Cafe, it's infused with Mediterranean favourites such as pizza and pasta. To celebrate in style, you can book a table at Marco Pierre White's Ocean Grill, or choose the stylish Sorrento's, where your fillet of beef is cooked right in front of you. With a range of activities taking place throughout the day, you really will struggle to fit everything in, from pub quizzes to sports tournaments, dance lessons, informative talks and interactive demonstrations. You'll be spoilt for choice. Thankfully, you don't need to remember when and where everything is going on, because you have this, the Horizon. It's your daily ship's newspaper, and it's delivered to your cabin every night for the next day. Sometimes, though, you may just want to sit back and do nothing at all. Bliss. I always say if you're spending too much time in your cabin, then you're not making the most of the cruise. But when you do actually decide to sleep, the surroundings on board Oriana will be very pleasing on the eye. With 8 different types of of cabin to choose from, they're elegant, warm and welcoming, and offer something for all tastes and all budgets. Now, where's that room service menu?
Fabulous cruise, under £50 per person per night.
I think, yeah,
Huge
£50
discount on this. Amazing, and going to some incredible places are some of my absolute favourites, actually. So let's have a little look at where we are going, because this, of course, is what we're going on board, but let's see the places we're visiting. We're starting, which I love, in Southampton. How perfect is that? I can back everything.
I was going to say, this is the great thing. If you don't like flying, then you can go to Southampton, add on an extra night in the Marriott, the Meon Valley.
That's so nice.
Parking's included there as well. Ask the guys about the offer that's on for that. Leave Southampton in style with a great British sail away.
Yes.
That's one thing that P&O really do
P&O.
well. And remember, this is on one of the most graceful ladies aboard the ocean, because Oriana, or Oriana, as P&O customers will call it, is so luxurious. Now, the first port, one of my favourites, Lisbon. Sailing in and sailing out of Lisbon is fantastic because, of course, you've got so many sights to see. One thing you've got to do is take a tram ride in Lisbon. You've got to go for chicken and chips. The actual the street vendors, some fantastic artwork when you walk up the main drag in Lisbon is fantastic. But down at the waterfront, you've got the fantastic monument to the explorers there, and the Belém Tower is this beautiful white castle-like feature just down from that monument. Some of the explorers, and of course then there's the bridge as well. It looks like San Francisco Bridge, but it's the 25th of April bridge. I think it's the 25th of April, to celebrate one of the revolutions there. And of course, opposite from there, you've got the Christ the Redeemer statue as well. So
absolutely love Lisbon for so many reasons. Just back from Portugal, the weather was absolutely amazing, and it will be again November. You've got, of course, the Canaries to look forward to as well, and lots of sunshine, which is where we're heading next.
That's the great thing about the Canaries, you know, perhaps if you've been on there on a family holiday, it's familiar. And when you've got Lanzarote, when you've got Gran Canaria, it's just fantastic islands. Of course, you've got volcanic islands here, so the landscapes, especially in Lanzarote, if you go to Timofeya National Park, it just looks, there you go, it just looks like a completely different planet.
It's amazing, isn't it?
So, you know, go and do some tours and excursions here.
That is like a film scene, isn't it?
They actually filmed a lot of 70s science fiction on the Canary Islands, specifically Lanzarote, some of the Star Trek, and I think Planet of the Apes as well was there as well. But yeah, on from Lanzarote, we've got Gran Canaria. I mean, again, this is fantastic sand dunes. You've got the 365 days a year of sunshine.
Which are fabulous.
It's just great. And again, you've got the Bandama crater. There's a fantastic crater on Gran Canaria. Stands over 3,000 feet in height, and there's still got people living in the actual crater itself.
Oh, gosh.
So, you know, go and see these places. Of course, lots of colonial architecture there as well, because, you know, so many different influences. Also, go to Christopher Columbus Museum as well. Then you go into La Gomera. Now, my other half, she actually spent a lot of her time in the Canaries. She actually lived in Tenerife, and she said, "Wow, you're going to La Gomera? This is such a beautiful little place. This is not the tourist hotspot that you expect it to be."
It's really unspoilt, isn't it? It's how I imagine all these islands to have been years and years ago.
Real contrast from some of the bigger islands. Then you're coming on to La Palma. Now, this is known as La Isla Bonita Verde. This is the beautiful green island. And you can see here why. It's complete contrast, and that's the great thing. The landscapes that you're going to see there, the mountains, the forest, the greenery, it's just so lush and just beautiful to see. One of my favourite islands coming up next, and it is Funchal. Winston Churchill loved this place. One of the hotels is synonymous with Winston Churchill, and I don't know whether he's still there, but there was a cigar seller on the street, and he had a picture of Winston Churchill. Apparently, he used to supply Winston Churchill with cigars. I don't believe it myself.
Can't guarantee that,
but yeah, I was going to say. But yeah, it's great here. One thing to do, there's a fantastic tethered hot air balloon that you can go up in, so you can get some great views. Botanica is really, really popular. Of course, you've got the bird of paradise flower that's really, really popular, and the dragon trees as well. Of course, Portuguese influence. You've got to go up the cable car, and you've got to come down in style. You've got to come down in the wicker baskets. These guys are just absolutely nuts. You'll sit in a wicker basket, and they will career you down the streets safely.
No, you don't honestly have to, but if you fancy it, it's there.
Brilliant.
Sounds absolutely fabulous. Then we've got a couple more days relaxing at sea, enjoying the Oriana.
Just enjoy the ship. She was German built, she's classic cruising, she was built specifically for P&O, so you really will enjoy her. Then you're into your last port of call, and what a great way to finish in Spain. This is rich with history. You've got to go there to the Tower of Hercules, 180-foot tall lighthouse, and this is the oldest standing or oldest working lighthouse. Dates back to Roman times, so over 2,000 years old. So really worth going there. Fantastic seafood and just a great experience to finish the cruise off, and then back into Southampton.
Sailing back into Southampton, which is a thrill on its own, on a fabulous ship at a price that I would think would be for a week. This is for a 2-week cruise. It is an amazing ship.
We were talking about the price per person per night, £50 a night, entertainment, food, a beautiful ship, great destinations. I stayed up in Newcastle last week while I was walking Hadrian's Wall, and it cost me £65 to stay just in a normal hotel in Newcastle.
Well, we get a special deal sort of locally, and it's £50 a night. That's a special deal in quite a dingy little place down the road.
Yeah.
So it's incredible what you're getting for your money. Have a look at what you are getting, because you are getting so much. It is amazing value. I would think this price for 7 nights, you've got 14 nights at $699, so it works out under £50 per person per night. Really affordable as well to upgrade from that inside to an outside cabin for just £4 per person per night. It's adults only, which is so nice if you haven't got the kids, to give you that break away without the children. Of course, do add on that stay in the Marriott. £75 per person gives you the night stay before you jump on board, but also it gives you your parking and your return transfers. So it's just the perfect start to holiday. Jot down your ID number. It's 79396, and of course all you need to do is jump onto the phones or to jump on to the actual website, planetcruise.co.uk. There is a Planet Cruise holiday show coming up as well. Now, this is the 28th of June, and all you need to do is just go on and register to get yourself free entry and come along and see some of the top actual cruise lines there at the cruise show. So that's in Southampton, so don't miss out on that. That's coming up very shortly, so get that sorted and jump onto the website and sort all of that out. But we have got, of course, more to tell you about. We are moving on to our next cruise, one of our absolute favourites here. It is Celebrity. You are talking luxury, you're talking 5-star, and we've also got a luxury 5-star guest as well.
Oh, thank you, Hayley.
Hello, Ruth. How are you?
Very well. It's lovely to be back.
Always lovely to have you, because I know we've got something exciting coming up.
Well,
but wow,
do.
we've got 2 amazing cruises, actually.
Yes, both very different from each
different.
other. One in the Mediterranean and one the best of Asia. Unbelievable.
That one is absolutely unbelievable. Now, we're starting first of all for a 7-night Greece and Turkey cruise. I know this is going to be a stunner. Who are we on board?
You're going to be on board the Celebrity Constellation. She's one of our medium-sized ships. She is modern luxury, but very relaxed as well. And here you can see the Constellation on the screen. And she's had a $50 million makeover in the last couple of years. So we added the most popular features from our Solstice class ships, like Cellar Masters. There you can see her, our beautiful wine bar. And we actually have the largest collection of wines at sea.
Oh, you see, you've won me now.
Exactly. We also added Aqua Class staterooms and Blue Restaurant for those that love spa, health and well-being.
Beautiful.
And I have to say that guests that sail in Aqua Class once always sail in Aqua Class. We also added our iconic Martini Ice Bar. I know this is one of Justin's
I like the sound of
favourite.
this, yeah,
You
yeah,
do.
definitely.
There's over 100 different flavours and brands of vodka and martini to choose from.
Wow.
The whole of the top of the bar is made of crushed ice crystals, and it will keep your drink beautifully chilled for you. Also, we have the modern in modern luxury with our super Apple Eye Lounge. You can go online, you can learn, you can shop duty-free there for Apple as well. This really is a holiday that will give you everything.
I think you so are often, you know, the first, or you're thinking of things all the time.
Yes.
Celebrity is just amazing.
That's it. We really love to be innovative, move the boundaries and come up with new
That's
things.
exactly what you do. You move the
Yes.
boundaries on cruise lines,
Yes.
and it is absolutely stunning.
Definitely.
Now, not just a stunning ship, I think the itinerary is beautiful too.
It's absolutely lovely, and it's at the end of August, going right over the bank holiday weekend.
At this price?
It's super. Yes.
Which is
peak
amazing.
season.
So the end of the school holidays sort of thing, absolutely perfect. Let's have a little look where we're going. We're starting off in the most amazing place because we're starting off in Venice, and Venice, one of the best places to sail into or to sail out of.
I was just going to say the Grand Canal is just beautiful. You've got all the gondolas down at the shore side, and then you've got your beautiful cruise ship as well. All you've got to do is indulge, you know, the fine wines that you've got there. Choose a really nice bottle of wine, maybe get a glass of Prosecco and just toast, starting your holiday. And again, ask the guys at Planet Cruise, you can extend your stay, so if you want a couple of nights in Venice before you leave, or a couple of nights at Venice when you come back. First port of call, though, is one of my favourites of the Adriatic. It's Dubrovnik. Now, this is a beautiful walled town. No cars, no motorbikes or anything in the walled town. You're just walking it. If you want to walk, if you're a little bit active, if you want to go up on the wall, you can walk it in about an hour and a half. You want to take it nice and leisurely, stop off and have a couple of drinks. The harbour down there is fantastic. There's some lovely little restaurants down there. And one thing that you've got to go and do is see the candle shop. It seems the strangest thing to recommend, but as you go in, you've got these gorgeous streets. And then there's this candle shop. They do over 400 different varieties of candles. So if you do like to bring something different back, definitely go in there.
And actually, our destination ambassador, Ben Fogel, the famous Ben Fogel, created a fantastic shore excursion for Dubrovnik. So look that up.
Oh, brilliant.
Definitely worth doing.
Well worth organising. I mean,
But yeah, just a lovely little port, really is.
Absolutely incredible. That's the start of our holiday. We've then got a relaxing day at sea, so we can really enjoy the ship itself. And then where are we moving on to?
We're going into Kuzadasi, we're going into Turkey, and this is just history. If you love your history, you've got so much here. You've got the Library of Celsus, you've got the Temple of Artemis, 7 wonders of the world here. This is, you know, real ancient history. This is really what the Mediterranean's about. Remember, there's so many different cultures here. Go and see it, because it's just one of those things you can tick off and say, been there, done that, it was amazing. Then on from Turkey into Mykonos. I love Mykonos, my partner loves Mykonos. We're going to talk about Mykonos later on. It's a gorgeous little Greek island, just beautiful whitewashed buildings and the windmills. You've seen it in so many different films, it's just brilliant.
Just so unspoilt, aren't they? They're just fabulous. And then moving on to another gorgeous Greek island.
Yeah, Greek island. If you love your tavernas, this is the place to go out and to, because Corfu is the birthplace of Prince Philip, of course. You've got the Mon Repus Villa, if you want to go around there. You've got the Achillean Palace, and of course this was completely designed in the style of Greek mythology. So if you love your architecture, if you love all of your statues and culture, go there. Apart from that, of course, loads of different influences. Napoleon was in there at one point, so you've got lovely French influences. And if you want vistas, well, just go and just snap happy with your camera, because Corfu, great food and great scenery as well.
Just absolutely amazing value. Then we've got another day to enjoy the fabulous ship, and then we are back to Venice, so another gorgeous sail in. The ship herself, she is a beauty. I like the size of her as well.
Yes, she's 2,000 guests, a medium-sized ship. You'll never get lost. And as I say, the $50 million makeover has absolutely brought her to modern luxury. She really is. The dining, which we're going to talk about a little later, is absolutely superb. The choice is amazing.
I mean, you're 5-star luxury, aren't you?
We are, yes, we absolutely are. And Celebrity will never be the cheapest in the market, but we did win the award with Cruise Critic for best value for money.
And you have really got amazing value for money on this. Really beautiful itinerary, beautiful ship for a great price. Let's have a look what you've got included, because we have as well the free upgrade.
Yes. From concierge class to aqua class.
Wow.
Now, as I mentioned, once you sail in aqua class, you will always sail in aqua class.
And what does that mean?
You have your own private restaurant called Blue. It is clean cuisine. It's healthier living, but it's still very, very sumptuous food. Priority check-in. You have the spa. All the staterooms are on the same level as the spa, which is run by Canyon Ranch. And you will have complimentary access to the Persian garden with those hot stone beds with floor-to-ceiling windows. It is all about health and well-being and your private restaurant, and that is a complimentary upgrade.
That is going to be a holiday of a lifetime. You've got so much included there. Of course, you've got your flights, but as always with Planet Cruise, if you're thinking, well, actually, I wonder if I could fly from a local airport, do just get in touch. And
yes,
they will sort
there's
that out for
Birmingham,
you.
Manchester, Glasgow, all over the UK.
Whatever you want, your wishes are command. So jump onto the phones, jump onto the website. Absolutely stunning. And of course, they're there waiting for you. A free phone number, 0800 781 5458. But we need to move on because that was, I was going to say a delicious cruise, because it was a gorgeous, delicious cruise. Some of my favourite places and a beautiful ship. But the next one is a real wow, and I tend to say wow quite a lot throughout this hour, but this is a 36 night. We're talking Vietnam, we're talking places you will not believe, we're talking incredible stopovers. There's 5 different stopovers on board, which is
overnight
amazing.
stays. Yes.
I mean, how often do you get that on board a cruise? Let's have a little look, because we are going to have a little look, first of all, where we're starting, which is in Hong Kong. I'm desperate to go to Hong Kong.
Oh, it's
Me
amazing.
too.
Oh,
Me
I've been.
too.
It's an amazing city.
It's one of those places that, unfortunately, I was saying earlier on, I always miss the World Cruises, and of course, this is your chance to go
That's
into
it.
a world-class
Desperate to go.
location. Shopping is fantastic. Culture is fantastic. There's the light show that's every night at 8 o'clock. And especially if you're sailing out, that's just a beautiful way to start your holiday on, again, a great cruise ship. The contrast between these two cruises, the last one that we did was one of the lowest prices for a celebrity top agent cruise. And now we go into this, and I quite literally called this the file that I saved this under was epic. It just is. 36 nights, starting in Hong Kong. Definitely go up to the Victoria Lookout, go to the Funicular Railway, and definitely see the light show. And just keep your credit card close to you, because you're just going to go crazy with shopping.
You've got the Jade Market, the night market, the food is just unbelievable in Hong Kong.
This is just, the more I look at this, Vietnam, we've got Australia, you've got hotel stay. It works out under £84 per person
I know.
per night.
And it's deposit only at this point as well. So 36 nights, you'll get to see and do everything you want to do in Asia and Australia.
And a great time to go away, February next year.
When the weather is awful here and beautiful.
You have all that excitement up till
Southern
Christmas,
Hemisphere.
don't you? And then January and February are just a real down. So
yes,
this is something to look forward to. And of course, what we were looking forward to as well is the food and the drink, because we have
absolutely
so much with celebrity.
How do you keep your figures with all this food and drink?
Well, food is one of our passions at Celebrity Cruises, and we were delighted because we were voted best dining at sea by Food and Travel magazine.
Congratulations,
Thank
fabulous.
you very much. But we know food is not the reason guests choose a cruise.
No.
But when you're on
But it's an
board,
added extra.
it is so important. Our main restaurant, you will experience dishes such as Chateaubriand, soufflés created to order, but there's also our classics menu, and that is there every night. Because every now and again, especially in 36 nights, you might want something simpler, a little plainer.
Oh, how great.
Still top quality, but a little simpler for you as well. Casual dining, again, many options, but our Ocean View Cafe, there is a huge array of choice for breakfast, lunch, even a casual dinner. But here, everything is hand prepared, even down to the pasta. So all of the fresh ingredients are laid out. You choose what you would like with your pasta and the sauces, and the chef will create it at the buffet just for you. The masked grill that you saw there, oh my word, the best hamburgers in the world. They really are. Cafe Al Bacho, you can see there, floor-to-ceiling glass windows, beautiful place to relax, and that little pastry cabinet, which I've renamed, I'll just sample one of those.
Just one, every day.
Every day, every hour normally, yes. Gorgeous food.
That looks amazing, but wait, I mean, fabulous ship, the Millennium, amazing food and drink, but where are we going, Justin?
Well, I've got to footnote this itinerary is actually exclusive to Planet Cruise.
Yes,
Wonderful.
they've tailor-made
Celebrity.
it just for the show today, so we are
Fabulous.
absolutely
That's
delighted.
So really
And this is the
special.
great thing. We've done Hong Kong, we've got fantastic days at sea as well, and then you're into Vietnam. Now, do you know what? Actually seeing Vietnam and experiencing Vietnam last night when I was actually going through this, I actually had Good Morning Vietnam in the background.
Oh,
I know it's quite a
brilliant.
strange film to sort of describe
Yes.
it, but you see, you can't escape the culture, and you can't escape the history.
No.
And that's the great thing. They sort of, you know, not celebrate, but commemorate it in such a great way. The food is great. Of course, you can get your dong out, because that's the local currency.
Oh,
I just have to
right.
footnote that. And the old temples and the colonial parts are just mixed in with modern architecture as well. It's the land of the bike. You know, just the bikes that it's just crazy. The smells as well that you're going to get. The local delicacies I'm going to come to a little bit later on, but really fantastic.
So that is our first. We overnight there as well. So
Yeah,
that's
and well, Hong Kong, then into Hanoi. This is the great thing.
Amazing. Where do we move on to next?
Then we're going into Hue. Now this is contrasting. This is the beautiful lakes, this is the rivers. There's actually a river called the River of Perfume. And as you can see there, the gorgeous mountains in the background. This is the contrast, very much like in the Canaries, we were talking about
Yes.
Azamara. This is the contrast,
Yes.
the small, off the beaten track. Then into Ho Chi Minh City, of course, better known as Saigon. This is where you're going to spot lots of locations, first of all, that you recognise. And again, you've got so many different influences of the old way of life and the new way of life as well. Then you go in for another relaxing day at sea, and then to another overnight on board.
Wow.
And what better way? Bangkok.
Yes.
Now, all I'm going to say is go and experience it. If you go to Bangkok and you don't go out at night and experience the wilder side of Bangkok and the spiritual side of Bangkok in the daytime, there's no point in going.
I
this
call it a
place,
schizophrenic city because
It
it
is.
is totally different in the day to how it is
Really?
at night. Absolutely.
That's why I think it's so special that we are staying in these places overnight, because
Yes.
places do change.
They
the atmosphere,
really, really do.
amazing.
I think as the song sums it up, really. One
Yeah.
night in Bangkok.
Yes, and that's exactly what you're getting.
But you've got the Temple of Buddha. It's unbelievable what there is to see and do.
And
there.
the bars as well.
You can see the differences between us as well, can't you?
There
Very
you
similar
go.
to day and night in Bangkok.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Fabulous. So then we've got a couple of days at sea.
to recover from Bangkok.
Yes, clearly.
And where are we moving on to?
We're going into another massive port and another overnight on board. We're talking Singapore. Now, again, we're going to talk about Singapore a little bit later on in the show, but you've got to go to Raffles Sea. You've got to
I've
go
done
out
it.
into, yeah.
Yes, Singapore sling at the end of the long path. You get the peanuts. Remember the monkey
Yes,
nuts in the
yes.
shells, and everyone throws the shells on the floor. You have to do
Brilliant.
it.
You can never walk into that bar and not make an entrance because
That's
you're just
right.
crunching all the shells
Yes.
as you go.
Amazing.
There's some great spiritual sides to Singapore as
Yes,
well.
there are.
Sentosa Island as well. I could go on
The
and
land
on.
of
And then we're
orchids.
moving on. We've got 2 days at sea, again on board that fabulous Millennium ship. But where are we going to?
We're going to Bali. And again, I can't believe that we're going to skim over this now. We're going to talk about it a lot more later.
One of my favourite places in the world.
It's just
somewhere I've got to go.
so
Mother
tranquil.
Temple. It is sheer beauty. But I know you're going to cover it later.
We're going to come back to that later. Then, again, this exclusive itinerary with Celebrity and Planet
amazing
Cruise.
itinerary.
You're now going to Darwin. And, you know, I know one of the most popular cruise for Planet Cruise, and I don't know about Celebrity,
Yes.
was the Grand Voyage, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. We did the whole circumnavigation of Australia.
Oh, gosh.
And so many people absolutely loved it. So here, with this itinerary, we're trying to give you the best of Asia and Australia. You
Wonderful.
get both.
How wonderful
I want
is
to see a
that?
kangaroo.
Ah, just
Like a
incredible.
koala.
There you
Places
go.
that you would dream
Yes.
of going. So we've got a couple of days at sea, and we're moving on to...
Cairns, Great Barrier Reef. This is just brilliant. Everybody thinks of Australia as just sand, and everybody thinks of the outback, but this is where you've actually got tropical forests, and you've got to go here, not only to the Aboriginal part, but also go on the Skyrail Rainforest Cableway. It's a cableway that takes you through the canopy, and you can jump off, and it's very much like these massive tree houses. It's one of the most wonderful experiences. In a heartbeat, I'll be booking that to do. Got to do that.
Absolutely.
And of course, all those excursions, you can look into those from home as well. Do
Yes,
talk to
and you
Planet
can also
Cruise
go
about those?
snorkeling at the Great Barrier Reef as well. What an amazing thing to do.
Amazing. So we're moving on to where next?
Couple of days at sea and then into Brisbane. Now, this is, if you want to go and see the wildlife, go here, because this is where Steve Irwin, the famous presenter, has still got the actual zoo, the family zoo.
Yes.
So you've got to go there. So that's where they actually shot a lot of the series that you see, like Crocodile Hunter.
Yes.
It's all there. So go and see that. Also, to contrast Ruth's, sophistication, I've got to break it down to Castlemaine 4X. Other brands are available, but there's the brewery and ale house here, and every year they actually have a big water race with all the cans that they actually drink. It's crazy the amount they get through. Go and do the brewery tour. You've got to go there.
Amazing. I can't believe this itinerary. Then we are sailing to Sydney, where we had a 2-night stay at the beginning of the holiday. We've got a 2-night stay at the end as well.
I'm just going to say this straight away. Book an extra couple of nights. I was really lucky to have 3, I think it was 4 nights in total when the ship came in before I joined one of the cruise ships. You only scratch the surface. I had bad weather when I was in Sydney, and I had the most amazing time. And I know it sounds crazy, but you sail in right underneath the Rusty Hangar. That's what the locals call the bridge. You're right opposite the Opera House.
That is exactly where we dock, right beside the Opera House on one side and the Sydney Harbour Bridge on the other.
How amazing is that?
Again, it's one of those that if you fly in, you don't experience it.
Yeah.
Sail into Sydney and be up early on your balcony and experience that iconic
That is
sailing.
so true. You do miss so much when you're flying into these places. When you cruise in, it's just unbelievable. You are then flying back to London. Remember, if you want to add on extra stay in Sydney, you can do with Planet. Remember, you've got 2 hotel stays. You've got 5 overnights. It's exclusive to Planet. Most amazing itinerary, most beautiful ship.
She is, and of course we've got specialty restaurants, we've got world-class sommeliers, beautiful staterooms. It's not expensive to upgrade to a balcony. You have so much choice on board, and what's lovely about this itinerary is you've got an incredible amount of overnight stays, as we mentioned, but you've also got plenty of relaxing time at sea. You've got a couple of days in port and a couple of days at sea, and it goes right the way through.
It's
the
a
36
really
nights like that.
Beautiful mixture, isn't it? Remember, this works out at under £84 per person per night.
Unbelievable value.
You've got your flights. If you want to check out regional flights, please do. You have got your 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel in Hong Kong. You've also got the stay at the end of the holiday in, of course, Sydney, and then you've got those 5 overnights on board. I've never seen a cruise like this. This is something so special on the 25th of February.
Come with us, Hayley.
Oh, Ruth, I am so... Do you think
Where's my invitation?
Probably not. You can come too,
We'll go
Justin.
upstairs afterwards and we'll have a word.
Exactly.
A big thank you to Ruth.
Pleasure.
Always an
Thank you
absolute
both
pleasure.
very much.
It's always great to have your company. You know what we've got here. Amazing cruises. And, of course, all of them quality assured, because you're booking all of those, of course, through Planet Cruise. So you know you have got that peace of mind to get that perfect holiday every single time. If you want to add on any extra stays, if you want to alter anything, stay on a couple of days at the end of Sydney, or if you know, do it and just ask Planet Cruise to sort that out for you, because that is what they are so good at. That's why they're award-winning. They make that bespoke holiday for you every single time. But we've got to move on. We've got more coming up, so I can't believe we've just had 2 incredible, 3 actually, amazing cruises. But this one also caught my eye. It's Princess Cruises, and one of my favourites, Island Princess. My partner worked with Princess Cruises for many years. Beautiful ships, and this is a super itinerary as well. So tell us a little bit about Princess.
Well, first of all, Princess, another top agent for Planet Cruise as well, so you're booking with one of the best. Princess, of course, the American side of P&O, so nice and really relaxed, fantastic ships. And, of course, I believe the Island Princess being a Grand Class ship, you've got fantastic facilities on board. They really do celebrate their American heritage. You can see there the food. It's just mouth-watering that you've got there. Of course, great shows in the evening, and also fantastic casinos as well. Of course, being American, they do like to have a little bit of a dabble, so you'll enjoy the nights that you've got on board. But for me, this is one of the best, and this is quite a big statement that I'm about to make, one of the best Mediterranean itineraries I've ever seen.
Well, my partner was exactly the same. He was like, that's peak summer. Peak summer at these prices, and some of his absolute favourite places to stop.
I was just going to say,
plus we've got the hotel stay at the end.
The destinations were just amazing on this particular
amazing. Let's
cruise.
have a sneaky look and see where we start and where we're going, because we are going to some fabulous places. We're starting off first of all in Milan.
You're going to start there, and ladies, shopping. Milan is just one of those places. It is a fashion capital.
Absolutely.
But from Milan, you're actually going to have a train ride through to Lake Como, and then 2 days at leisure there. It's just in a 4-star hotel. Now, this is what I'm saying about the itinerary. This is like city breaks and then the best of the Mediterranean.
Oh, it is.
And to see Lake Como, my partner's been there. She absolutely loves it, and I would love to go there in a heartbeat. Remember, you've got some of the world's biggest celebrities that own properties on the lakes, on the shores of Lake Como. And, of course, again, famous locations. If you love sort of film locations and being glamorous and going, well, I've been there as well.
Looking for celebrities.
You've just got to go there.
So we've got a 3-night stay there in a 4-star hotel.
Yep.
Then we've got our train ride from Milan to Venice. Oh.
Now, we spoke about Venice and the sail away from Venice,
beautiful.
but before, I mean, there's the Grand Canal. You've got to go to St Mark's Square.
Yes.
The last time I was in there, it wasn't flooded. It was beautiful to walk around. And there was this lovely little string quartet playing outside of one of these gorgeous cafes. You've got to go for a gondola ride.
Yes.
You've got to see the Bridge of Sighs. The Rialto Bridge as well is a really another popular destination. You've got to get your photograph taken next to the Rialto Bridge. It's just fantastic. And if you get a chance, go on one of the tours to one of the islands of Murano. Because if you like your glass, this is where the authentic Murano glass is made. And all I actually say is a lot of the street vendors, everybody says, well, it's not real Murano, but it's actually a lot of the trainee artists, and dare I say, a lot of the rejects end up on the street. But it's such good quality that you'd never know the difference. So if you want to take a real bit of Venice back, go and have a little bit of route around the markets.
And we've got a couple of days relaxing on that fabulous ship. And where are we moving to?
Cruising into Istanbul and up the Bosphorus. Now, this is fantastic. On one side, you've actually got the barracks where Florence Nightingale, the famous story of Florence Nightingale, that's where she was. And then you've got some of the greatest markets. You have got the Grand Bazaar. Now, there are thousands of stalls here. If you want to have a suit made, you can have a suit made. If you want to buy a carpet, you can buy a carpet. If you want to buy gold, you can buy gold.
Amazing.
It's just,
You're gonna love
it's
it.
unbelievable. And again, great film locations, of course. That's where Skyfall and many other films. And just so you can see there the Hagia Sophia, which is a beautiful mosque. Just a great place. Then you've got, from Istanbul, the hustle and bustle to one of the smallest ports and one of the greatest ports. We skimmed over this one earlier on, Mykonos. This is great. It's stereotypical Greek island. It's quiet. Cobbled street, whitewashed walls, blue doors and terracotta roofs. You've got the windmills there as well. It's brilliant.
Stunning.
Now, we said about the city breaks and then into the best of the Mediterranean. You're going into Athens. This is rich with history. Book a tour here. You've got to go round. You can do it in a day, and shopping's fantastic here as well. Apart from, of course, the Acropolis, you can go to the Plaka, which is one of the best shopping districts. It's a pedestrianised area. I've actually got a leather satchel that I bought probably 12 to 15 years ago for about 50 euros.
Really?
Cheapest chips. It is great quality. Go and have a little bit of a haggle.
Fabulous.
You've got to haggle there. Don't pay the full price.
Relaxing day at sea again, enjoying our gorgeous island princess, and we're moving on to Naples.
Yeah, you're going into Naples again, rich with history, because if you want to go to Pompeii and Herculaneum here, you can get a ferry across to Capri, you can go along the Amalfi Coast, or stay in Naples. This is the home, the birthplace of the pizza. So much so, they've actually got an association of pizza control. I think they call it the Associazione Vera Pizza Napolitana. I can't even pronounce that. Napolitana. And it's great for coffee as well. All I'd say is if you do like espressos, these will blow you. Yeah, you'll be up all night.
They are real espressos. And to an amazing place that you'll never be bored of going to, Rome. I could go back again and again and again.
You can do this in a day. Book an excursion, book a tour. Of course, you've got the Vatican City, you've got the Trevi Fountain. Throw a coin in the Trevi Fountain. I think there's thousands of euros that are raised for charity that actually go in there.
Great.
It's frightening actually how much goes in there. Also, Spanish Steps as well. You've got to go there. There's some fantastic little bars. And restaurants for really, really... You know when you go to the Mediterranean and you taste the tomato and you go, that tastes like nothing else I've ever tasted before. Yeah. Just from the Trevi Fountain, some great bruschettas. Real food. And then, of course, the Colosseum as well. And
look at everywhere. Look up, down, look round. It's just the most amazing place, the most incredible buildings. Then we're moving on. Oh, wow, Florence and Pisa.
there's not enough time to do all of this justice, but Florence and Pisa, you've got the Leaning Tower of Pisa, of course you've got rich art and history, you've got the Ponte Vecchio Bridge as well that you can go to. You can go and see Michelangelo's David as well. Well, one of the versions, there's many versions.
Right.
From Florence to Pisa, then you're going into your last port of call, which is Toulon in France. Fantastic clash of culture because you've got all of this rich Italian history, Greek history, and then into France. This is a real naval history town. If you love your ships and maritime history, you'll love this. And it's just along the coast of the Côte d'Azur, Saint-Tropez. It's just beautiful. Fantastic, fantastic way to end the cruise. And then to Barcelona. One of the things I'd say is extend your stay in Barcelona, because Barcelona
is amazing.
Again, you've had all of those ports of the Adriatic. You've had Greece, you've had Italy, you've had France. Finish up in Spain. Stay a couple of days in Spain.
And Planet Cruise will sort that out if you want to stay those couple of days. And of course, on board, another beautiful, beautiful ship. Always got a special place in my heart, the Princess cruise ships. They are lovely. Now have a little look at exactly what you've got included, because you really have got peak season. You're going to have fabulous weather, an incredible price, 15 nights. You know, you've got so much for so little. And of course that overnight stay as well in the hotel, Lake Como, and you've got the transfers on the rail as well. You've also got, you can see there, free upgrade from inside to balcony, and that's on certain dates, so the 30th of July and the 23rd of August. I mean, that is well worth it. And then again, price-wise, have a little look. You've got some incredible, incredible prices, and you can see there, interior, ocean view, and your balcony. You really have got the opportunity to get that fabulous balcony for a regular price. So easy to order on the phones, 0800 781 5458, or of course you can jump onto planetcruise.co.uk. But I love it on the phones because you can ask any questions, book those, you know, actual excursions at first to get round Rome, whatever you fancy doing, and all you need is that ID number, which is 100-651, so don't miss out on that. But we've got to move on to our last cruise. Wow. We've really had some amazing cruises in this hour. This is the Azamara Club Cruises. This is going to be incredible luxury because this is very much 5-star plus. We're going to have a little look on board. Gemma's going to show us around, and I know you're not going to want to get off.
Truly beautiful and unique, Azamara Club Cruises were formed in 2007, and with this cruise line, destination is everything. So you get longer in port, more overnights and night touring as well, so you really get to explore all the destinations that you're going to, which makes for a very immersive, more inclusive holiday experience.
So I'm not sure it gets much better than this. I've woken up nice and early and come down to the buffet to get my breakfast. Sat out here in the sunshine with a new exciting port to explore. So nice. But actually on Azamara, the food and dining in general is a standout feature. Whether you go for the buffet or whether you go to a speciality restaurant. They even do poolside al fresco parties as well. And all the food is fabulous. This is going to get me set up for a day of exploring.
One of the lovely things about being on an Azamara ship is that it is more inclusive. So whenever you fancy some kind of a refreshment, you just don't have to worry about it. So you could go in the morning and get a coffee and a nice pastry at the Mosaics Cafe, or maybe come here in the afternoon and get a nice fruity non-alcoholic cocktail, which is what I've got. It's really good. And then, fancy some pre-show drinks? Well, go along to the Looking Glass, where the bartenders will show off their legendary mixology skills. One of the great things about being on board an Azamara ship is that after you've finished your delicious dinner, maybe it's too early to be heading back to your stateroom and you want something to do. Well, there is loads to do. You could go and listen to an informative lecture. You could pop into one of the boutiques and pick yourself up a little treat, go to an art auction, go for a dance, or maybe come here to the casino and have a little flutter.
So although you don't spend a huge amount of time in your stateroom when you're on a cruise, it is important that your stateroom is comfortable. And I can confirm that when sailing with Azamara, the beds are absolutely fabulous. I slept like a log last night. But not only that, you get nice little touches like fresh cut flowers and fruit delivered to your door every single day. So your stateroom really is a nice little haven to retreat to.
Wow, these are ships that so many people aspire to go on, aren't they?
Well, this is the thing. Yeah, all cruise lines, it's fantastic, fine dining, it's great ships. This is what the cruise industry specialists want to cruise on. They're half the size of the ships that you usually see. They're only around 30,000 tonnes. It means that the actual crew to passenger ratio is 2 to 1. So for every passenger, there's 2 crew members. That means that they're attentive, they are personal, it's intimate, it's really focused for couples and those who just want quality time. And that's the great thing. They bring the experience on board as well. Where a lot of cruise lines try and create like a bubble.
Yes.
Azamara just bring the actual port to you, not just in the daytime, but in the evening. And later on, we're going to show you a fantastic evening. It's one of their signature points of Azamara is the Azamazing evenings, where they bring on local food, local entertainment, and immerse you in it.
So much to see, so much to do, and in such a classy way as well. Let's start at the very beginning, though. We're flying out to Singapore, first of all.
Do you know what? Singapore, it's just one of those ports. We talk about Singapore a lot on this Friday show. It's a fantastic place to go. We skimmed over it earlier on about the Raffles Hotel.
Yes.
There's so much culture, so many markets here. You've just got to go and immerse yourself in it. One of the things that I would highly recommend, Sentosa Island. You can get a cable car across the actual bay onto this island. That's just almost like the beach resort. And if you love going to see some of the birds over there, it's just fantastic. It really is. And Singapore as well, their architecture, the Marina Bay is probably one of the best hotels that I've ever seen. And of course, if you like Formula One, fantastic race circuit as well. But from Singapore...
Well, we get a night stay there, don't we, in a 5-star hotel. That's the start. And then we embark at Azamara Quest for 10 nights. We've got a couple of nights or days to enjoy the actual ship itself. And where are we heading to?
We're heading into one of the most beautiful regions of the world, Semarang. And the Buddhist temples that you've got here, they estimate that there were probably 30 to 40,000 masonry artists that probably created this. A lot of it they've had to actually recover. It is one of the most beautifully spiritual places that you're ever going to experience. But this is also where you've got a lot of rich Dutch colonial history as well. Complete contrast. You expect to see the temples. You don't expect to see that part of culture. And this is where you're going to have the Azamazing evening.
Oh, wonderful.
And this is the real Javanese experience. We're going to show you that later on. You will have a night that you will never forget.
You're going to have lots of nights you'll never forget, but that is definitely going to be one of them. We've got a relaxing day at sea. And where are we going to next?
Selakan Boang, and this is just, this is contrast. Right. One of the most energetic hotspots for all of your water sports.
Oh, really?
This is where you're going to have a day on the beach, you're going to have a drink, you're going to have a snorkel, you're going to have windsurfing. It's just fantastic. One of the best beaches is Lavina Beach. So easy to remember. You will love the beach when you get into that port.
Beautiful.
There's a few little boutique shops and little restaurants there as well. But we move on to another relaxing day at sea, and then this is where you have got to book an excursion, Komodo Island. Now, you're going to see these dragons, the Komodo dragons.
Oh, gosh.
They can grow up to 3 metres in length. And again, if you've seen Skyfall, other films are available, you'll know that these creatures are amazing. This is their natural habitat. Since about the 80s, they set up a park to protect them. And what the actual guides will do, just be prepared. You will get up close to these dragons, and the guides literally just use sticks to fend them away.
Right.
What they do is the night before the tour, they feed them up, so their hunger is you don't have to worry. They're not going to try and eat you. Okay.
They're full.
But you've got to book a tour, because this is one of the best times to do it, because yes, you can go and see them in a zoo, but this is their natural habitat, and this is the only way to see them. Book a tour, go
and of course you can do that via Planet Cruise as well. But moving on, I mean, we're trying to find one highlight for this cruise, and actually every day is a highlight.
Yeah, and the great thing is this contrast again. You're going to be going into Lombok as well, so you know, another great port that you can spend time wandering around, because the next one is a biggie. The next one
Beautiful.
is a biggie. Look at that. I mean, just imagine just, you know, flip-flops, shorts and T-shirt on, just wandering around there. That's what you want. And again, if you're a regular cruiser, you've done the Med, you've done the Caribbean, have you done this part of the world?
And have you been away as well over Christmas? I can't believe that Christmas is included in this price. It is the most amazing, very much once in a lifetime. And we've got a little clip of film as well, because we mentioned earlier on the As Amazing Evening.
Yeah, and this is where they'll bring on not just local cuisine, but they'll bring on local entertainment, one of the best Javanese experiences.
It's going to be another highlight. Have a little look how incredible it is. Gemma was on board to show us.
The most unique aspect of an Azamara Club cruise is the As Amazing Evenings. So for one night, the entire ship is invited along to experience some local culture in a really special way. So for instance, you could be in Tuscany, in the hillsides, listening to 3 tenors, or be getting the red carpet treatment before the ballet in St. Petersburg. But tonight, we're in Sorrento, and we are about to experience some amazing Italian cuisine and entertainment. How much does it cost? Well, this bespoke experience is completely complimentary.
How great is that? You have got so much in with this cruise. We were just saying this is a real wow, because then we've had a fabulous time on board. We had a one-night stay in Singapore to stay in a hotel, 5-star, but now we're finishing our cruise in Bali. 5 days.
And at Christmas as well.
Christmas
I don't know
Eve,
if you've...
Christmas Day,
and
Boxing Day.
Yeah. And I don't know whether you've ever been away at Christmas. If you know, if you're a real family person, then I know Christmas is important to you. But you know what? That one year that you just want to get away,
it's fabulous.
This is one of the best. And you know, Christmas is going to be celebrated across the planet. It's just going to be one of the best days.
Takes all the worries away from Christmas. I love going away for Christmas.
But the thing is, it's one of the places as well that you're going to, because of course you've got these beautiful temples and the Ubud Monkey Sanctuary as well. This is the new Sadu
so this
resort.
is where we're staying?
Yeah, this
is stunning.
And yeah, just look at, that's where you're going to be spending Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
I'm just going to jot down the number, 0800. This is absolute, isn't that absolutely beautiful? You'd struggle to get just the cruise for the price you're looking at, or just this stay at the end for Christmas. This includes Christmas, New Year's, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
I'm going to suggest something. If you're sat at home watching now, and perhaps there's a big celebration coming up, whether it's an anniversary, or perhaps if you got to that point, you know, when you get to Christmas, Christmas is nice for gifts, but you know when you get to sort of our age and you go, what else is there that we need?
Me and my partner never buy Christmas presents. We have for years. We go on holiday. That is our Christmas present.
Why not spend that money? And this is deposit only.
Now, we have got such an incredible price. Actually, this was on in January. It was £900 more than it is now. Incredible, incredible deal. And you can see there, of course, you've got your flights. Check if you want regional flights as well. You've got a 5-night stay in that most beautiful hotel and spa. You also had, at the beginning of the holiday, the one-night stay in the 5-star in Singapore. The As Amazing Evening is actually included in with this. And you are away. When I saw this, I was like, really? You're away for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Absolutely stunning in Bali, which is just, you just think, oh my word, how on earth. Jot down that number, because I've jotted it down. The ID number to this is 92013. What a fabulous hour of incredible cruises, and that's what Planet Cruise are so good at doing, is bringing you a great selection, so there's something for everybody. If there's not something for you, jump on the phones, because they are there waiting to find you that perfect cruise. But let's have a look at what we looked at today so far. We started off with P&O Cruises. This is the Oriana. This is adult only. You've got 14 nights on the 21st of November. What a great time to go to the Canaries. You know you're going to get that sunshine. There's no fly. You're going from, of course, Southampton, so add on that stay in the Marriott as well. Great reduction in price, and it was £849. So you've got a great deal, and it works out, it's under £50 per person per night. That is an absolute stunner to start with. Don't forget that upgrade to outside. It's under £4 per person per night, which is brilliant. Moving on to Celebrity. Of course, Ruth joined us for Celebrity. Started with the Constellation. Now, this was a 7-night on the 23rd of August, so you can see there you have got a great time of year to be going away. Actually, it's right at the end of the holidays, so if you have got children, if you teach whatever, you've got that end of holiday. It's the bank holiday weekend as well. You're going to Greece, Turkey and to Venice. It's one of the lowest prices for Celebrity that we've had on TV, and you have got that free upgrade as well. So you can see there you get to the Aqua class, which is amazing and well worth doing. Amazing value, and very much it's 5-star. Incredible. So 78652. Moving on again to our Celebrity Cruises again, but Millennium this time. This was the, oh my goodness, remember Planet Cruise, top agents for Millennium. This is 36 nights, is on the 25th of February, where we all feel a little bit down. You're going to Vietnam, you're going to Thailand, you're actually going to Australia. From Hong Kong, you've got to stay in Hong Kong as well in a 4-star hotel. You've got to stay at Sydney at the end of the holiday in a 4-star hotel. Deposit only, and 5 overnights on board. You really have got a special there, and if you want to stay on in Sydney for a bit longer, of course, you can sort that with Planet Cruise as well. Your ID number there, 101310. You've got Princess Cruises. That was another beauty with Island Princess, 15 nights. Again, great peak season, July, August, September. You've got the stay in the hotel. You've also got three nights there. Then again, an amazing cruise price. And on top of that, you have got those free upgrades. You can go from the inside to a balcony, from inside to balcony on the actual 6th of July and the 23rd of August. And don't forget the rail transfer is included in that deal as well. And moving on to our last one, which is Azamara. Azamara Quest. I just put wow. This is 5-star plus. 10th of December, over Christmas. You've got a fabulous cruise, amazing value. You stay in the most stunning hotel in Bali. You're there for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. You've got the Azamara evening included in this as well. Deposit only is all we want. You really have got an incredible one there. And again, remember that was £900 more expensive back in January. Check everything out on the website. Jot down the number as well, 0800 781 5458. And of course the website, planetcruise.co.uk. Some incredible cruises today, but always bring us some amazing cruises, amazing deals.
Yeah, and we got another one to squeeze in as well.
Oh, yes.
A cruise just in.
Oh wow, I missed that.
Norwegian Epic. It's 7 nights on a balcony for $599. That's including your drinks. Sailing from Barcelona, ended up in Barcelona with Naples, Rome and Cannes as some of the highlights.
Oh my word, if that's the one for you, jump onto those phones.